This episode is brought to you by Honda. Introducing the all-new, all-terrain Honda Passport Trail Sport, the most off-road capable Honda Passport Honda has ever dreamt up. The Passport features increased ground clearance, roof rails on all trims, and available specially developed all-terrain tires. And you'll stay comfortable with tri-zone climate control and available features like heated and ventilated front seats and a panoramic moonroof. Learn more at honda.com/passport.
Hello and welcome to Lifetime in Cork, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I am your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
I am Drew Current.
And I am Ed Gass.
Yeah, you are.
Ed's here.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Patrick.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited. Ed, I don't know, we were just like talking on social media one day, and...
like we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're doing a good job. And I'm like, you too. In all the Chicago shows. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we were just like, let's do the damn thing. And here you are.
Yeah, I was excited when you invited me to do it.
It was just that easy.
Just that easy. Boom, boom.
Yes.
Now Ed Gass is in the room.
It's true. It's true. So Ed, tell me a little bit about your experience with TV movies. I don't imagine that you would watch them, but maybe I'm wrong.
That's where you're wrong.
Okay.
As a child growing up in the 80s in the south suburbs of Chicago, I had lots of experience of just watching, the Saturday night movie, the Sunday afternoon movie.
Yes.
We had family classics and, on WGN. So if some of you now know how old I am. So we'll go back that far. But then there's always they're made for TV movie.
Right. The movie of the week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Those era of movies are like so amazing. And they're really hard to actually find. Like some of them are on Amazon. Some of them are like streaming. It's really hard to find.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff on
hard.
YouTube,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
And these were like, they're not like the Hallmark ones.
Well, Hallmark used to do a movie like of the week on like ABC, I think,
Yeah.
before they started the
But
network.
the networks would do all these movies, and they'd bring them in. It was the big thing that they would always do for the spring ratings. So you'd have you got to see Shogun, on television. It was a week long thing. It was a true limited series. It was Monday through Friday. I mean, that's where Roots played.
Yeah.
Was this made-for-TV movie that just played on, I don't know what station it was, it was CBS, ABC, or NBC.
So, Roots is a TV movie, which means we could cover it?
That's true. We could.
That would be probably terrible. But I do love Roots. I read the whole book of Roots. I read the whole book.
The whole book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some wine here.
Yes, yes, perfect. I read, so just if anybody thought I was illiterate, I'm not. I can read. But we're not here to talk about me reading, although I will have a reading podcast at some point in my life.
Yeah.
It could be reading podcast.
And it will just be like R.L. Stein books.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where my reading stopped.
You just narrate that book. You
Right.
just read the book.
I just
to
read
the
R.L.
people.
Stein. Patrick reads
I'd listen
R.L.
to that.
Stein. Great. We're actually here to talk about Christmas on Honeysuckle Lane.
Woo!
I know.
Honeysuckle Lane.
Drew, have you ever heard of a Honeysuckle Lane before?
I've heard of Honeysuckle.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure there's a street.
Well, I'm sure there is somewhere in the world a Honeysuckle something. Great. It stars.
I've heard of Honeysuckle Drive.
Drive,
but not
not
Lane.
Lane.
No.
It's Honeysuckle Rose.
Right. Mm-hmm. This movie stars Alicia Witt and Colin Ferguson.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
I think you know Colin Ferguson
Yeah.
from stuff, Drew.
Yeah, he is. He's been on like a couple of sci-fi shows.
Yeah, he was in a TV show called Eureka.
Eureka.
That was
the
on
one.
Sci-Fi.
He's good.
And he's done a bunch of stuff like
I
that.
liked
him.
I love him.
Yeah, Eureka was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. And that's specifically why I said I wanted to do this one.
Really? For him?
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
So, okay. Alicia Witt is not big enough of a star, in my opinion, to be renamed, to not have her character name.
Right.
So we're going to jump in with her character name.
Okay.
But we will talk more about her at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I have thoughts about her. So the movie starts off with Emma, okay, that's Alicia Witt. She is back home for the holidays. Her sister is like a best-selling author, and there's like a brother too. The family's all coming back together because the dad died, I think, right?
Yeah, something about the mother and the father are no longer there, and Emma, Alicia Witt's character, is just finally coming home because she hasn't been home in years.
Yes. So she also just has been like recently promoted, so she has a lot of work to do. So she can only be in town till like the day after Christmas. She's on a tight deadline.
Yeah.
Everybody should meet. No, I'm leaving. I'm leaving on the 26th. I have to go home.
Yeah.
They're like, "How are you?" She's like, "I'm leaving on the 26th." So they're like, "Oh, cool.
I'm great. Get everything in now because I gotta go."
Yeah, she's just really putting that deadline on, making sure everyone in town knows. But it's her last Christmas on Honeysuckle Lane.
Oh.
And I think they might say Christmas on Honeysuckle Lane, which would be an automatic pour it up for me because they say the title of the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure that they said Christmas on Honeysuckle Lane. Maybe Christmas at.
Maybe.
The Honeysuckle Lane house.
Right.
Honeysuckle house. That's what it is.
Yeah, Honeysuckle House.
Honeysuckle House.
It's like they built the street just for them.
Yeah.
I love that. Honeysuckle House. It's like,
Honeysuckle House.
yeah, it's just like,
It sounds like a horror movie too.
yeah.
Just anything with house in it. It's
True.
just like there's a ghost in there. There's ghosts.
So Emma is shopping at a little pop-up wreath store.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're like in town, her and her sister. They're catching up. We're getting lots of exposition about like their past or whatever, but who cares?
Okay.
And they go to a wreath store, and there's a lady in there, and she's like, "Oh, helping this man." And she stops helping the man, and she goes, "Emma, oh my gosh, you're here. I have your mother's wreaths. They're like blue. They have like a blue ribbon on them."
It's like a special wreath that this woman makes specifically for Emma's family.
Okay.
And she's like, "I have it. It's right here." And then, of course, it's just they frame it up nicely in the
yeah,
in
and
the
it's
TV
a
screens.
Christmas tradition that this lady has the like wreath that the mom liked, that Emma's mom liked. But the guy in the store is like, "That is not a Christmas. That just has like a blue ribbon on it."
That's not what Christmas is about.
Yeah, and
Who is saying this?
this is Colin.
Oh, this is
Ferguson.
Colin Ferguson.
Morgan.
Morgan is his name.
His name is Morgan.
And Emma is like, "Oh, really? You have thoughts about my family's heritage and where I came from? Okay, I live on Honeysuckle House. I live at Honeysuckle House."
She got all crazy and
She really did
defensive and
get super defensive to the point where he says, and I quote, "Am I bothering you? Have we met before? Did I steal your parking space?"
Did I steal your parking space? Because apparently that's what I do.
And I'm like, that's hilarious.
So he just called it out that she's like okay.
Exactly. I'm like, in these movies, whenever that happens, or like they're getting in that like sexy argument,
Yeah.
like the other person should just be like, "I'm a stranger and you're a stranger, and why are you like being such an asshole to me?"
I've never had a rapport with a stranger like that. Like I immediately just be like, "Hey, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go poo on your car."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Emma like leaves the store in a huff, and she like makes a point to stop and like turn back and like give him like a really mean look.
Oh, okay.
Which is really funny. I'm like, okay. So they get home, and Emma's brother is having a party at Honeysuckle House.
And yeah, Emma was not prepared for this at all. She thought she was just coming home, and next thing
there's
there's
a
immediate
party.
Oh, she hasn't been here in long. We should have a party. This will make her feel comfortable.
I don't have time for this.
Well, and
I gotta leave.
He's like, it's December 24th. That's always when Dad and Mom had the party. But they died. And we're having the party in their memory.
Oh, they died
They died.
in a car wreck.
We don't know. And that was one of my big questions.
Unknown.
I was like, how did the parents pass away?
And it seemed like they didn't die together. Like they died close together, like within the last year, but not together in a car accident.
Okay.
Maybe it was some type of hunting accident. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, you never know.
Hunting for the wild wreaths. I don't know.
So since Emma is in the house now, any object she touches gives her a flashback to her childhood.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like picking up a Christmas ornament, and it flashes back to the time she got the Christmas ornament, and her mom's there, and she's like little. And I mean, it probably happens like 5 times.
Yeah,
like, she picks up a glass. She like flushes the toilet. I mean, anything. Flushes the toilet.
They wouldn't have a toilet in a Hallmark
No, they
movie.
wouldn't have a toilet in the
They wouldn't even
movie.
say toilet.
No.
But her siblings don't really seem concerned that she's having like a mental breakdown. Like they're like, Emma, why are you touching that ornament and staring off into the distance?
Where'd you go, Emma?
Yeah,
You okay?
They don't care.
Yeah.
They want to know where her boyfriend is.
Oh.
I think his name's
Ian.
Ian.
okay.
Yeah,
He's
they're
a
like-
doctor.
Yeah,
He's a doctor and she's a lawyer. It's
You know.
they live in New York.
they do. They do. And they're like, when's Ian going to put a ring on it? Like, what's happening with Ian? And she's like, just like staring into space, like holding a Christmas bow. And she doesn't really talk the rest of the movie, actually.
Her eyes just roll back in her head.
Yes.
Her
But
nose
she,
starts
she
bleeding.
does get out of the house because they have things to do. There's a whole list of things. So I'm going to go through the list so you know what's coming, Drew, because I
Okay.
love it when they make a list at the beginning of the movie so we know what to expect and I don't get surprised or scared.
Yeah. Yep.
So they have a family list. It includes a snowman festival, a tree lighting, a tree. They have to decorate the house tree.
Yeah.
They have to go to Mary Bernadette's Christmas Eve ball
Okay.
and get the house appraised for sale and sell the house.
Oh yeah.
That's
They're coming back to sell the house because it's the last Christmas in Honeysuckle House.
Okay. So
yes, and
they're gonna do this in 2 days.
yes,
Close. They're gonna sell, close, everything.
Yep.
Boom.
You have to suspend your disbelief.
During Christmas.
Right.
During Christmas.
hey,
too.
it's a magical time.
It's a magical time.
But they have help because there is a appraiser who went to Harvard and he owns the antique store in town. And guess who it is, Drew?
I bet it's Colin Ferguson.
It is
True. You win.
Morgan Shelby
Morgan
from
Shelby.
the beginning of the movie, and like he walks up and Alicia Witt, or what Emma is her name, she's like, "You," and he's like, "You,"
Yeah.
They do that whole thing.
It got all
You.
weird.
You.
Yeah, you.
But-
Yeah.
Morgan comes over to the house and he's like very impressed by everything in the house.
Oh, he
And he's
loves
like,
everything.
Whoa, this is antique. Like, this is nice. And Emma's like standing and she's like holding a shoe and she's like looking off into the distance. He's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay, Emma?"
She's just having a flashback. Just something about her mother.
Just everything she touches.
Yeah.
Yes, but he finds love letters in the like an antique drawer or something.
Yeah, he's looking at this. He's looking at this antique desk. He's like, "Oh, this is wonderful. This is a great piece. Do you know about the secret compartment?" And then
Ooh.
presses a button. This compartment opens, and these letters just drop down.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What?"
So Emma like starts reading the letters and she's like, "These are love letters from my dad." Wait, no, my dad's not named RJ. Who's RJ?
Oh.
Mystery. So we have a
Yeah.
Christmas mystery. Was this on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries?
It was.
I think it was,
I think
so-
it met both. It met the movies and the mysteries part.
So there you go.
Yeah,
They delivered on the channel that they were supposed to be on. Good job, Hallmark.
Good job, Hallmark.
So we
1
go to the
point.
Christmas festival. It's where people build snowmen.
Yeah, some type of snowman building contest is about to happen.
This is like a thing that has started this year on Hallmark. Like Hallmark always had the tree lighting or whatever, but this snowman building thing is new, and it's in like every movie. So I just want to know where the Chicago Christmas snowman building contest is because I feel like I should enter it.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be really good at that.
I
you.
feel like it should be in Andersonville.
Yes, it
Yeah.
should be. So
Let's go do that.
yeah,
Let's just
after this,
we'll
after
make
this.
flyers.
Of course, Emma and Morgan are paired together, and they like build the snowman, and I don't know what happens.
They're
here.
building the snowman, and then Morgan's like, "I'm not really great at building snowmen," and then all of a sudden, it's the most perfect snowman you've ever seen.
Just like three spheres
Yes.
stacked on each other.
Pretty much. And then all of a sudden, Emma looks over at her like nieces and nephews snowman, and it's looking like a piece of crap because they don't know how to build a snowman. They're kids.
No, they're kids. They're stupid.
Yeah.
Kids are stupid.
And then Morgan just destroyed the snowman.
His, not theirs.
Right, his snowman.
Because his is
Because he wants
so
them to
good.
win.
Because he's trying to be a nice man and let the kids win.
Bad move, man.
I
Could've
know.
won that.
Take the win.
Take the win.
You earned it.
Take the W, bro.
How are kids going to learn to build stuff if they are always winning? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I
these are-
know.
They're not gonna
I
learn.
mean, my mother let me win at stuff all the time, and now look at me. I can't even put shoes on.
I'm
no.
not. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these had like a snow angel contest.
Right. That'll be next year, Drew. That'll be next year. Snow Angel contest. So Morgan also helps the family decorate their house. Remember, that was on our checklist. There's some decorations that get stuck in the attic, and he like breaks into the attic, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, who is this strong man?"
He's a master lock picker.
Right.
He literally
is he really?
He's like, well, I've had to come in and praise a lot of things, and now I know how to pick locks. And he's just sitting there, just
Kick.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then they take a family picture in front of the tree, but Morgan's not invited because he's not in the family yet.
a lot of foreshadowing.
Yes. So Ian calls. Remember Ian, the boyfriend? The doctor? Yes. He calls, and he's like, Emma, I'm not going to give up on you. But, like, why did you leave? And, like, you know, he's, like, kind of rude to her.
Uh-huh.
And Emma's just like, it's too little too late.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
get out of here,
She's like,
Ian.
it's too little too late. You know, words don't mean anything.
So So you're just finding out now that like she broke up with him and left,
Well,
or something.
right. I mean, she like breaks it to her family like while they're decorating. She's like, "Okay, everyone, stop asking me about Ian because we broke up."
And then she just goes off into a vision stare.
Yeah, they're like, "Whoa, that's the first thing she said in this honeysuckle house the whole time." That's amazing.
I want one that's just like some horrible scene, like
Right.
Yeah.
So the house sale's moving quicker than Emma would like, which is weird because she only has 2 days to sell the house. A nice young couple is moving to the town that they grew up there, and they're moving back, and they are going to have a child. So they like really want to look at the house, so they're going to come.
In this
during
house,
Christmas.
right?
Pretty
during-
much.
Literally, like Christmas Eve,
Eve.
they're coming over to look. But this house is the nicest, biggest house I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It is nearly a mansion,
Yeah,
and yet they're just all like, "Oh yeah, this nice couple's just going to buy it.
Yeah,
no problem.
no problem.
No problem. It's Connecticut."
Yes.
It's Wyoming. You can buy mansions for nothing, for like $5,000.
So, Emma is like very emotionally like vulnerable right now because like everything she touches in the house gives her flashbacks, and like, you know, she's really having a hard time
Because of her weird superpowers.
I
Right.
know. But Morgan is like there to talk about it with, right? So he's there listening, and she tells him about her mom, like her and her mom got in a fight before she died, and they didn't get to like reconcile before she died.
Yeah.
And she has regrets about ending things on bad terms with her, you know?
Classic.
And which is why she's never been back to the honeysuckle house.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think her mom died first, and the dad like recently died.
Okay.
So Ian shows up, and he is like has presents for everybody, and he's like being like really persistent that he's gonna get back with her. And I'm like,
It's
dude,
like, this gesture is going to do it. She's
Right.
going to love this. Women love it when you do things like this.
and he like begs her to. He's like, I know you weren't expecting me to come, but can I like stay at your house for like one night only? Just like stay with you, like sleep in your bed, and like, you know. She's like,
That's a little weird.
yeah. She's like, I guess.
I mean, I know we slept together for a long,
just
long
like
time.
as friends.
Right. She's like, we broke up, and you're like, I'm in a very emotionally like vulnerable state right now.
Yeah.
But fine, I'll deal with this, I guess.
Sure.
Which is so rude. But instead of spending time with Ian or with Morgan, Emma tells her sister about the letter. So she's spending like time with her sister, and they're like talking about the letters and trying to figure out who RJ is.
Mm-hmm.
And the sister's like not that surprised.
No, she's like, okay, mom did that. All right. Mom was engaged to somebody before she met dad. Okay.
Right.
I guess the big
Yeah.
thing for Emma, and that, you know, you come to find out, is like mom never talked about this because mom and dad's marriage and love was like pure, and the whole town loved these people because they were the perfect couple.
Right, which is a lot of pressure. So, like, I think Emma's parents were like Brad and Angelina, but now they broke up, and now we don't know. We don't have a couple that we idolize anymore. Like, who is it? I don't know.
Oh my God.
We don't have one.
Do we? Not the Obamas?
Not the Obamas. You know, they're on another level.
Yeah, that's a different.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about normal people.
Well, I'm talking about celebrities. Yeah, maybe when Jennifer Aniston gets married, then we'll have a new couple.
We'll have a new one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I don't
think
think
we'll
that's ever going to happen.
What? Wait. She broke up with Justin Theroux?
Oh yeah.
I've been out of the game.
Which is good because, you know, now I can get Justin through.
Now,
Okay.
Now he's yours.
Great.
He's all yours.
Speaking of boyfriends, Ian will not go away.
Nope.
He wakes up the next morning. He makes gluten-free pancakes, and everybody says they're terrible and hates them because
'Cause they're not
Hallmark
good.
has to make fun of gluten-free.
Right.
Hallmark has to throw that dig in there.
And-
I'll give him that. I'm
And
on
of
their
course, he's
side.
like, but Emma loves them. And Emma's like, no, not really.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't like it. And then the family goes away, and he's like, well, everyone's away. Will you marry me? And he gets on his knee, and he puts the ring on her finger, and she's like, no.
This is too
no.
soon.
I won't marry you.
not
She
not
goes
meant to
to
be.
take the ring off Drew. It's stuck on her finger.
Ring won't come off.
He didn't even get the right size ring.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, and it's winter, and you figure if it got on, it should be able to get off. I mean, because the finger should be, retracting because of the weather.
'Cause
But
it's
no,
so cold.
He didn't take it into consideration.
Yeah. So
what a son of a bitch.
Wow.
well,
know,
right.
man.
This guy
Love
is
to try.
he shows up unexpected. He proposes when she clearly was not interested and told him that she hates his pancakes. I mean, if someone told you they hate your pancakes, would you propose?
No.
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 Never.
Okay, once.
One time.
Maybe
One
one
time.
Maybe
Oh,
one
Ed.
time I'll do it. But
Oh.
the second time,
Look.
bet not.
Movies have ruined me on romance. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
I believe what the movies tell me.
Gotcha. So we're at the ball now.
The historical
Taking off our
society ball,
checklist.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the ball, yeah.
And the organizer of the ball was a POC, Drew. So I will
Okay.
say, good job, Hallmark, on that.
Okay.
Giving somebody of color status in the town and having her have the ball.
Yeah, good.
Which was nice. Instead of being the waiter.
The help.
Yes. So all the women. Something happens with the waitstaff again, Drew, which is something else
Oh,
that's
there's
been
a
coming
big
up.
winter storm.
Okay, so all the sisters, the sister,
I can't believe I'm remembering all of this.
yeah, they have to help serve at the party for some reason.
So Daniel's serving the party. This is a big event for the year. It's going to build his business.
That's
and
the brother.
and all
Okay.
this stuff. And his waitstaff doesn't show up
Ugh.
because they're all snowed in some other Hartsford or something like that. In
Okay.
Connecticut. So the sister's like, we'll do it. We waited when we were in college.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of Lacey Chabert and her children that she made
gets all
work. Alicia Witt volunteers herself. So good job, Alicia Witt, on that. But of course,
I'm still laughing at that.
I know.
What?
In another movie, Lacey Chabert,
Yeah.
this situation happens, which happens a lot in Hallmark. She, instead of volunteering herself, volunteered the children from the youth chorus.
Yeah, from a choir.
Yeah.
From the kids.
She
from-
did that little squeaky voice of hers. Well, how about I just let you have the children
Yeah.
come over and do the wait staff?
Yes, she did. And put the kids to work. But not in this movie. This movie had normal adults
had
working.
normal things. Okay.
Willing adults, not unwilling
She didn't
children.
try to make children elves for
No.
her. Yeah.
So we find out who RJ is because the wreath shop owner from the beginning of the movie is talking to Emma, and somehow it comes up, and she's like, "Oh, RJ is my husband who died."
My husband Robert, who they then called Bobby.
This is whose?
The lady who owned the shop at the beginning of the
Oh,
movie.
okay.
Made the wreaths.
Yes.
For
That was
Emma's
her.
parents. It was her husband.
Okay.
And Emma's like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta tell Morgan." And she goes to run tell Morgan, and he's with another lady. And she's like, "What is this?" And the lady's like, "Oh, Emma, I love that engagement ring, girl. Are you engaged?"
She still has the engagement
She has the
ring
ring on 'cause
because
it's
she can't
stuck.
get rid
It's
of
like,
it.
no, it's stuck through my
And
finger.
she's just like, this is new?
Right? But Morgan, of course, is like, "Oh my God," and runs off.
He's crying like a baby. But you don't see it. It's all off. This is in my brain. It's all
Yes.
off screen. He's crying at home.
He's like,
Why?
So then we cut to all the siblings sitting around the Christmas tree. The party has happened. They're all in their PJs now. They're talking emotionally about their family, and Emma's telling them that she's gonna move back home, or she wanted to move back home.
She's had an epiphany.
okay.
She's told Ian no. She's given him back the ring, and she's had an epiphany that this is what she wants to do. She wants to come back home and take over her father's law business. And
So this is cut. So from the
from the party.
From the party?
It doesn't get resolved. Her and Morgan, Emma and Morgan are on bad terms now.
Okay.
Yeah, and so Emma's like telling her brothers and sisters that her brother and sister, that she wants to, take by the house.
Yeah.
And the brother's like, well, I sold it already.
Right.
To that young couple. Remember them?
The brother who wasn't helping to try to sell the house, who's just a cook. All of a sudden, he's just like, "Oh, I'm going to accept the offer on behalf of the family. Not my sister, who happens to be the lawyer.
Right.
I'll accept it."
I'll just say, I'm just saying, buying a place takes a long time.
It does. Well, not in Hallmark Land. So they're opening presents, and Emma gets a replica of this nutcracker that she had at the beginning of the movie, one of the items she was holding and having flashbacks.
Sure.
But since it's a new item, she doesn't have a flashback. She just has like a heart patter about like being such a thoughtful gift from Morgan. And she's like,
Oh, yeah, it's from Morgan.
Oh, Morgan, you gave me this nutcracker. This is so nice.
Because Morgan saw her fondling a nutcracker at the wreath store, and then she told him.
And her eyes rolled back and her nose started bleeding.
Right. She started like convulsing.
She scanned him.
Started drooling.
Yes, but the significance about the nutcracker is the flashback she's flashing to is like her fighting with her mom and like throwing it at her mom. Like she's like, "You're a bitch," and
the nutcracker broke.
The nutcracker broke.
Oh.
And Morgan found a perfect replica replacement.
He did.
Great.
So Emma like runs out of the house. She's like, "We're done with family Christmas," and runs to Morgan's house. And she's like, "Thank you so much for the gift. That was so amazing." And she's like, "I couldn't have gotten through this Christmas without you because it's like a really hard time, like with my family and like being the last Christmas at Honeysuckle house." And she has the wreath from the beginning of the movie with the blue bow. And she's like, "I got you this. And I know you don't think it's Christmassy, but it means a lot to me. And I hope it means a lot to you." And he takes the thing, the wreath, and is that when she like hears a voice or something?
No, she takes the wreath, and then this woman Maureen comes to the door. Is going, "Oh, hi Emma, how are you?" And Morgan's just sitting there with the wreath, and Emma's just sitting there with her heart broken because she's just a girl.
Yeah, and she's
Okay.
like,
In front of a boy,
the girl's here.
telling the boy she loves him.
So Emma leaves, and the girl, it's like a blonde lady. She's like, "Hey, cousin, why didn't you tell her that we're cousins?" Or she clearly likes you. And Morgan's like, I just couldn't. I didn't.
Oh.
She's like, "I don't know."
She's with Ian, and then the cousin who's named Maureen. Maureen's like, you notice she didn't have a ring on her finger anymore.
Yeah.
Bing.
Yes. So he's like, he's got to go back. One thing about the house in the background on the wall is a blue wreath already.
Because he bought one.
He bought one
He bought a wreath.
already because he like loves Emma.
Okay.
In 2
And-
days.
Whatever.
Don't say whatever because Drew, I don't know what was happening to me this day, but I kind of cried at that part.
Oh.
I don't know why. I never cry, but
kinda-
that made me cry.
Oh, wow.
So then Ian now runs. Morgan now runs over to Emma's house now.
So they're like, wait, but,
Right.
but wait,
Right.
oh.
And so,
Yes.
so they sit there and they're just like, "But I love you. I love you. We should be together. Yes, let's do that."
And they like are in love and they kiss, and then Emma gets the house because the sale fell through because it happened in 2 days.
Because of a Deus Ex Machina.
Because of one.
Because the lawyer pulled the paperwork and told the family. So then all of a sudden there's a file, a Johnson file, given to her saying, "Oh, the house isn't for sale anymore. You can keep it if you want. You just pay us, the brother
Right?
and the sister. Just pay us what it's worth."
So she gets the house, she gets the job, she gets the man, she gets it all.
She gets it all.
Man, this is 2 days.
Right.
This all happens in 2 days.
I mean,
She falls in love with a stranger.
It was a whirlwind romance. I mean,
It's crazy.
Anything can happen.
blue
at
wreaths,
Christmas.
That's an
nutcrackers,
insane 2 days.
Right.
snowman contests.
So that wraps up Christmas on Honeysuckle Lane.
Honeysuckle Lane.
Yes. So we either pour it up or put a cork in it. We'll start with Ed. What are you going to do to this movie?
I was looking forward to this film. I really, really was, and because I'm a fan of, like I said, Colin Ferguson and Alicia Witt. Watching her, grow up on screen and stuff like
Right.
that. But I'm gonna be honest. I've never watched a Hallmark Lifetime film,
Okay.
and I did it for you.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I guess I have to put a cork in it.
Sure.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Not your jam.
I had a. I mean, I made it through.
Yes.
I made it through, and I was like, well, Colin Ferguson's doing a great job, but that sister, ooh.
I'm gonna pour it up.
And why?
I'll tell you why. Because it got points for every time it like hit that trope.
Right.
There's some kind of Christmas contest. there's the misunderstood like thing where where you don't see the whole facts and it only looks a certain way.
That's
and they
your favorite.
run away like, nah. I like that one, so they get points for that.
And they literally run.
Yeah,
True.
kept running between houses.
They
When I say
actually
run
ran.
off, they actually run.
Yes, perfect then.
Yes.
Then
They did everything.
definitely pour it up.
Great. I think I am also going to pour it up, and here's why.
You cried.
I cried, but I think I'm just like my emotions are all out of whack because I've been watching way too many of these, and it's become quite the chore.
They've affected you.
They
You were
have
just
they
crying
have.
because you had to watch it.
Exactly.
I know you can't see what he's wearing, but he's got a blue wreath on.
Yes, I do. I went to the town
It's
and
around
I
his
bought
neck,
one,
yeah.
and I'm wearing it.
You went to Oliver's Well?
I did. So, Alicia Witt, we've talked about her on the podcast in the past, and I wasn't so nice to her. But I just think she really nails the tone of this movie. Like, she's so much better, and like, she's been doing a lot of romantic comedies. Like, this was like less romantic comedy, more family drama,
Right.
And I think that's way better for her as an actress because she's like not a bad actress.
Yeah.
No,
But when she's doing that cutesy romantic thing,
Yeah.
it doesn't work. And she does that in this movie, and I played it on my Instagram. I'll show it to you later, Drew. She's got crazy eyes when she's showing you that she loves you. You know?
See, the things that I think she does really well in is where she plays like a kind of a quirky person.
Right.
And I don't think she didn't have that freedom to do that here. So I think that's what limited what I enjoyed of her in it. Like, I was like, well, she's definitely, emoting.
Yes.
But like I said, I really enjoyed watching Colin Ferguson in this.
He was great.
Right.
She was recently in an episode of Lore, that show.
Oh,
Lore.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, when she played not a witch, but someone who's being
Witch-like? Or
being Salem.
Witch
like
trials.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, she might have been a witch, but
Right.
she might have.
She's like, goody
Sorry,
proctor, goody proctor.
Well, what? She was on Walking Dead just a few years ago.
yeah.
Yeah, so I read an article with her, and she was saying she was on Walking Dead. So, like, her doing these type of Christmas movies is like a relief from like doing like crazy drama, like world-ending type of stuff. So she just enjoys doing them. So she's just gonna keep doing them. Forever.
Well, I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, if it brings money in and it's something to do.
Yes, and as long as they're like more like this and less like rom-com for her, I think it works. When she's trying to be like a 20-year-old, it just doesn't play.
No.
It doesn't play.
You mean now?
Now, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
like
'cause
last year, she played like a 20-year-old, like up and coming assistant, and like she was in love with a man. And it was just, it was awful. It was awful. But this was much better. So, Ed, in comparison, you wouldn't know since you don't watch Hallmark movies.
No,
but,
I'm a horrible person.
Maybe you can be my Alicia Witt expert now because I don't have one.
I kind of would be, I guess. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, let's start with the history of Alicia Witt. Let's start with the movie Dune.
Okay, yeah, let's start with Dune.
Wonderful.
That's right. She was in Dune.
She was
in Dune.
She's in a lot
Man,
of stuff.
that's crazy.
She plays a little
didn't
kid in
even-
Dune.
She's in a lot.
Yeah,
but
that's
that
nuts.
wraps up our conversation about Christmas in Honeysuckle Lane. Before we go, we have our favorite segment of this weekend every week. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure. On my wedding day, catch the bouquet. Candace hates the gays. Candace Cameron Bure. Drinking rosé, eating creme brulee. Can't share with me. Candace Cameron Bure. Yeah. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure. All right.
wow.
What'd you say, Candace Cameron Bure? Okay, so
What did you say?
What did she say? So
Tell me what she said this week.
I will. On the podcast, we watch a clip of Candace on Instagram, and we talk about it. That's what this segment is. And I have a clip here for you. It's a good one. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too, Cameron.
Okay, I know we don't talk face to face,
We never have.
like real,
No.
but I miss talking to you all. I'm filming my movie, and I'm just swamped. I'm on a very short little lunch break, and thought I would say hi, because it's been a few days. I don't know. I have nothing to say.
That's it. So,
Look, I'm just trying to stay relevant, and I'm trying to just make sure that you don't think I'm my brother.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is Candace. She's this is when she was filming Shoe Addicts Christmas,
Shoe
and
Addicts
she
Christmas.
wasn't really on because I think she was a producer. She ghost wrote the movie, air quotes, allegedly ghost wrote the movie, and was starring in the movie. So she
write the movie.
So she wrote it in her sleep.
yes,
She died for a little bit
Right.
and then wrote it.
On the operating table.
no. So she just wanted to check in while she was filming this movie because she was off Instagram for probably like a month or maybe a month, and she was filming this movie. So I have the numbers for Shoe Addicts Christmas, Drew.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
4.2 million people watched her movie when it premiered. For the premiere.
Oh,
That's-
wow.
That's a lot, right? Okay.
It is. Walking Dead was the same night. They were at 5 million. So pretty
not
close.
Pretty close. Wow.
Yeah.
Not
And-
bad.
Well, what's his name's not on there anymore, so.
Yeah.
True. But, you
Don't
know.
spoil
Lincoln,
anything.
Lincoln.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Oh,
no
crud.
spoilers.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, does anyone watch that show
mean,
anymore?
I-
I guess 5 million people, so that's
Yeah.
a good amount.
Yeah.
I mean, I read all the comic books, so.
Right, so you already know what
Yeah,
happens.
we know what's going on.
But I just love Candace coming in and just updating us that she has nothing to say.
It's great.
Very on brand, Candace.
I love it.
Love it.
I think she's I used to not like her, and now I think she's a genius
Yeah.
Okay.
because of what you said earlier. I think she's just trying to get further and further away from her brother, and kind of backtrack on some of the things that maybe she said
Well, I mean-
about the gays.
Yeah,
And
that's why I do this segment.
Because I think she just kind of put her foot in her, she just oops, shouldn't have said that.
Right. I mean,
It's a long track backwards on that kind of shit.
especially with what's going on with her career. She's got
Let's see if she
Yeah.
just can maintain until it's kind of forgotten.
I think the gays will never forget.
Oh, the gays
Every
will never
comment
forget.
is like, you hate gays. Gays hate you.
And
Yes, girl.
yeah, girl.
Yeah, that's what they say. But ironically,
takes
they're
a-
like, yeah,
it
you
takes
go,
a lot
girl.
to say you hate something.
It's true. And I don't hate Candace, let's be clear.
And I don't think she never said hate.
No,
She never
doesn't
said
hate the gays.
She
It's
never
just a
said
lyric in my
I
song.
hate the gays.
It just
But-
worked for my stanza that I had to fill.
Oh yeah.
You know?
No, that's perfectly fine.
But she's not for the gays.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she's super for gays.
Yeah. She doesn't hate the gays, but she's not for them.
She's kind of maybe she's just but she's trying. It's hard to track.
She'll
back
come
from that
around.
shit.
She'll come around.
She'll come around.
All right.
I think she's an atheist.
True. Allegedly. All this is alleged. This whole segment. Okay.
Just theories.
Just
It's
theories.
These are just ideas, really.
So,
We're
yes.
not trying to change what you feel.
No. Okay. That is it for Christmas on Honeysuckle Lane.
Yay.
Ed, do you have anything on the pluggy time of the show you'd like to plug?
Well, you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Edward Gas. That's 2 S's as in Sierra, just like the fuel. I'm always being an idiot on there because that's where Patrick and I catch up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, I was on an episode of Chicago Med, but that was a while back. I have a beard now, so maybe they'll hire me again. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
Maybe.
there's only so many actors in Chicago. They got to recycle.
They have to.
They have to sometime soon.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Drew But with Pants. And also, I wanted to say I never plugged this. I have a band,
Yeah.
and we're on
Yeah.
Spotify and stuff. and you should go and take a listen. And if you like it, follow on Spotify. We are called The Limbos.
You should check
with
it out.
one O. There's a band called The Limbos, and they're from Spain. So
They didn't know how to spell limbo.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Catch them. They're really great.
Yes.
Really great to see live.
They are. Okay, and thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And thank you, listeners, for checking back in with Lifetime on Court. We watch these movies so you don't have to, but if you do, hit us up at Lifetime on Court. Find me at Patrick Miguel. Don't forget to rate and review us 100 for the holidays. And check out our website, lifetimeoncourt.com. Okay, I believe that wraps up this episode. Goodbye.
Bye.